Hello, sir. How are you doing tonight, Tyler? It's nice to see you. Glad you could join tonight. Charlie, what's up? What's up? Good to see you tonight. Charlie, how's your week been? It's good. It's great to hear, Tyler. I'm glad. You're on day 2 of 5 days off. That's nice. Nice little stretch. Everyone likes to have multiple days off in a row. I know I do. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes later than I normally am. I had a little bit of a problem with OBS. It froze up on me, so I had to restart my whole computer. Awesome to hear, Charlie. Glad to hear that. Hopefully Case stops by tonight. He said he should be when I talked to him yesterday. I think these albums are going to be fun. I think the next 3 streams are going to be fun. We don't got too many more album rankings lists to do. We got tonight, next week's Black Ice, and then the week after that we got Rocker Bust and Power Up. Hopefully you guys have liked these streams, these song ranking lists. Um, like I said at the end of last week, once we get the songs done, I think we're going to do an album ranking as an album as a whole. So we're going to rank all 17 or 18 studio albums, whatever there is, not counting live. We're going to keep the live albums out because we're going to talk about DVDs and live albums in another stream. We're just going to rank pretty much just the regular studio albums, I think, after we get the song rankings done, which that's going to be hard for me to rank. That's going to be difficult. Um, and I'm just going to go basically just straight international stuff, so we can count just the regular international high voltage, but add 74 Jailbreak into the ranking because that's about those songs are the only ones that were really different per se, other than maybe a couple others. We're just gonna rank, like I said, the regular international ones. Once Case gets in here, we'll start the discussion of Ballbreaker, and then we will get into the song rankings. Which, like I told Tyler earlier today, Charlie, I think I'm gonna put a bet. I'm gonna tie at least 3 songs tonight with somebody on the Ballbreaker. The Stiff Upper Lip, I might maybe tie 1 or 2. I think. But anyway, how you guys have anything exciting over the weekend that you guys are doing? Anything fun? Um, oh, I guess I could give you another update on what the channel you could see coming in the future. So I've decided to kind of any show that I have like if I have a show or a certain date that has a very highly incomplete set list. What would you guys say? Charlie uploaded some covers. Awesome. I think Case uploaded another cover too the other day. You're watching Royal Rumble. Yes, you are a wrestling fan. I forgot about that. I never could get into wrestling, honestly. Um, I'm more of a football and a baseball guy. But as I was saying, channel wise, so what I plan to do, any show that's pretty much incomplete, let's say, for example, I got 2 shows, one has 6 tracks and one has 8. Either they're incomplete or that's just all the long that they were. What I plan on doing is anything short like that, I'm just going to combine as like a quote unquote full show video rather than separating them. And I think anything that's on a lesser quality, um, recording, I think I'm also just going to make a full show out of it. Preferably just because I'm not wasting solo videos on poor quality audio tracks. I think that's the direction that I'm going to start to do. That's about the only new thing that I have came up with. Um, I try not to do things like I try not to copy a lot of other channels because I don't want to do things like Tyler's doing. Like I don't want to be uploading full shows all the time. But I think because everyone has their own way of how they like their channel being done. So, but I think for me, anything that's really incomplete or really poor quality, I think I'm not going to waste the track by track uploads. I'm just going to put them as one big one, I think is how I'm going to do that. Unless it's something very specific, like a very specific song that I would prefer to upload individually. Which, I mean, I could always go back and upload it by itself later on, too. February 1st, you're uploading April 16th. I wonder if I even have that show. I was talking to Miguel Tyler. He sent me a whole list of his stuff that he has, and he told me to write anything down that I may not have. And I have probably close to probably over 30 shows from Black Ice that I never knew existed. Or if they did exist, I never had them that I got to get from them. So let me see if I even have that 2009 show. I probably should. You said April 16th, 2009? Yeah, London, O2 Arena. That's a good one. I have both. I'm sure there's two nights. I have 14th and the 16th. Hopefully they're different. I'll have to go back and re-listen to them. 416 is, yeah, you have a lot more video stuff. Like all my collection is audio. But yeah, Miguel sent me his whole list, and he told me because I asked him what I did see that, Tyler, amazing. But what I did, I sent him my Flick of the Switch tour list of what I had, and I asked him, I said, do you see anything on here that I'm missing? Just because he told me that I could send him lists of stuff, and he said, how about I just send you my list of what I have, and then you just go through it and just tell me what you don't have. Now, granted, some of them that he had were not for trade, so some of them I was kind of shit out of luck that I couldn't get. Um, but I made a list of pretty much every tour of things that I was missing, and the bulk of things I was missing was basically a lot of Razor's Edge, a lot of Ballbreaker, a shit ton of Black Ice, a lot of Rocker Bust, and he had all the power up shows, so of course I'm gonna need them. Um, there is one show that I found interesting on his list that I've never seen before. I haven't seen Surface, even though on his list it did not say not for trade. So, yeah, exactly. That's what he was told to do, so I'm going to respect it. Things that he sends me that he tells me not to upload, etc., I'm not going to because out of respect for him, I'm not going to do it. But I get you, Tyler. I don't understand the whole gatekeeping of Boots with the community. But he has on his list the Providence, Rhode Island show, May 18th, 1988, which hypothetically is a show that also is supposed to have Go Zone in the set list. And I've never seen that Providence Civic Center show anywhere before. Um, whether or not it's complete. Um, because also I did check the date. He does have Binghamton as May 17th, by the way, Tyler, and he has Providence Civic Center as May 18th. But that show is supposed to have Go Zone on it as well, and if that's the case, will be the third known audio recording of Go Zone that we've heard, but it doesn't have NFT beside it. But I'm going to ask him about it now, whether or not it's a complete show, or if it's an incomplete show and it's missing Go Zone, and that's why it's able to be traded because it doesn't have Go Zone included. Um, I don't know. So there's a couple interesting ones that I saw on that list that didn't have the NFT beside it. So when he gets back to me, I told him I made a list of things, and we'll go from there. There's only three Stiff Upper Lip shows I didn't have from. But anyway, we could talk about this later. But while we're waiting for Case, what's your guys' thoughts on Ballbreaker as an album? I think it's easily in the top 5 albums for me. It maybe has one out of the 11 tracks. There's only like one that I really don't care for, which when we get to the rankings, we'll get into that. Yeah, it says 3, so I hope Case is here. But anyway, Give me your opinions on Ballbreaker. To me, it's a top 5 album. Easily. And Tyler, also, if there's anything that I get from Miguel that he says I'm able to share, like for example that May 18th show, I will share it with you if he's able to share it with me. And if with our luck, it probably is missing goes in. Unfortunately, you love the guitar sounding and mixing. I do too. I love the tour sound on the Ballbreaker tour. Yeah, so I'm kind of mixed about it. Like for me, there's one I could do without. There's two to three that are good, and then there's about seven that are great, in my opinion. But we really clean guitars. Yeah, I love the way Phil's drums sounded on the tour, on the Ballbreaker tour specifically. But that's how I feel when we get to the stiff upper lip topic. That's kind of the same way I'm getting with that album, Tyler. When we get finished with Ballbreaker, like there's a handful of tracks on that album that I could go without. Yeah, the top seven. Yeah, I would say. And now there are a few hidden ones. Like for me, honestly, I like 10 out of the 11 of them a lot. There's one that's ranked at number 11 that I don't care for. But the rest of the album's great. You guess Phil had something to do with it? Yeah, he probably did. Well, um, I don't know where Case is at. I would feel bad starting without him, but I also don't want to drag this on longer than I need to. We'll give it another minute or two. Tyler, I have a feeling we might have the same number 11. I'm honestly thinking, yeah, let's wait. Yeah, if you guys don't mind waiting for Case, we can kind of just talk about the album while we're waiting. I also do feel like, mm, I think a lot of us are going to have a very similar top three, if not the number one. Not at all. Cool, cool. Yeah, I don't like to rush it. I like to make sure everyone who wants to be here is here before we really jump into it. Um, yeah. Tyler, let me ask you this. When are you going to start doing live streams again? I can't wait to join yours. Number one was a no-brainer. Yeah, exactly. My number one was also a no-brainer, even though it did have some competition with a couple other tracks, for sure. But number one is a no-brainer. Without saying anything, we will wait till we get to that number one, which I think this might be the first album where all four of us, I think, might have the same number one. But anyway, yeah, Tyler, when do you plan on doing stream? You broke. Oh, your computer's broken? Oh shit. That is very unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, Tyler, actually. Damn. Did you use a PC with a tower rather than just a laptop? You're using a shitty laptop. Mine's getting up there in age, so I really hope nothing happens to it. The only reason I like this one that I have is because it has a CD drive in it, and most common laptops nowadays don't have a CD drive, and that's the only reason that I'm still using it and I don't want to get a new one because I do like the CD drive part. It can't handle live streams. Oh, that's fair. Well, hopefully, you save some money up and you can get back on the stream thing. Yeah, mine is going on. It'll be 9 years old this year. It'll be going on 10 soon. So I'm crossing my fingers. This thing keeps holding up, which means I need to get everything off of this onto that hard drive that I may want to save in case something does happen to it. Um, but I do have another question for you, Tyler. Can you save programs onto an external hard drive and transfer them to another laptop? Like certain programs that aren't around anymore? Like, am I able to save them somehow on that hard drive then to put them back onto another computer, or is that not going to be able to be work? Okay. They said you have to pay your debts. Yeah, that's understandable. That's definitely more important to pay off than getting a laptop or a new tower. So I understand that. You can transfer programs to a hard drive. I hope so because, yeah, call me old, but the way I get my videos made up, I use Movie Maker, and Windows Movie Maker is not around anymore to download. So that's how I kind of put my audio with the pictures and stuff like that. So I'm hoping I can transfer that to a hard drive because, again, Windows Movie Maker was a free program. I wasn't going to pay for something. So I'm hoping I can transfer the run stuff and everything to a hard drive because I use that religiously for my videos. Now, granted, I can't do much with it, but it's good enough for audio for me to be able to put the audio file in. I will. Tyler, I want to make sure that it's something that Miguel is able to share with me first, and if he has any restrictions on it. Because what I'll do, yes, Case has till 7. We're gonna give him another 5 minutes, and if he's not here by then, we're starting the rankings. But yeah, I will definitely share anything with you, Tyler, that I get from him that you may not have. Um, Which what I'll do is once I receive them, I'll just send you a message and I'll be like, "This is what I got from him. Is there anything on here that you don't have?" And I'll just share it with you if I'm able to freely share them with you. Obviously, I don't want to do anything out of disrespect to Miguel by any stretch. But let's cross our fingers that this Providence 88 show is. That's true. As long as let's cross our fingers that this Providence show is complete. Because I had Case look up the set list last night when we were talking, and it does have Go Zone in it. So that's exciting. Which, by the way, I will be uploading the Binghamton show in the near future. Once I get this other round of shows done. Because I have the Dublin show I'm doing now in 96. Then I have a Back in Black, a Rock or Bust, a Highway to Hell, a Fly on the Wall, and a Power Age show scheduled in a blow up video. And then I reset my list. And Case has been patiently waiting for me to upload that second version of Go Zone because the East Rutherford one isn't the best quality. It's a little bit lesser. Plus the audio like cuts a little bit. So I think Binghamton is the better quality show. I think if you want to listen to Go Zone. It's getting May 15th now in a video for me. That's the next show. May 15th. Yeah, see, he asked me for video stuff because I sent him my list. And the only two video stuff that I have is Live in Oakland, December 2nd, 2008, which I uploaded. And I have the Paris, February 27th and 09, the same night that the Anything Goes video was shot. And he said he had both of them. So I said, okay. I just wanted to check with him that he had both of those. But I don't have programs to really get the videos to a format that I can use. I know I looked at his list. It took me a good, 45 minutes to go down the list to make sure I just checked with mine and his to make sure I had everything. And there's a lot of stuff that I didn't have. I did see that he had. Charlie, where can I get in touch with him? If he messaged me through Tyler's Facebook group. So if you didn't join Tyler's group yet, feel free to. He messaged me. He didn't even comment on the post that I put whenever I lost the shows. He directly messaged me. Good guy. Never met him before until then. He's a good guy. Um, I try not to bother him though because I feel like a lot of these collectors are very busy. So make sure you have patience with him and make sure if you do talk to him, tell him not to rush. I just do that even with Tyler. I tell him not to rush because it's just out of respect. Everyone's busy, and when you're well known in the bootleg community, people are messaging you all the time. I'm sure. So I just always tell either him Miguel or Tyler that, take your time when I ask for a show. And even then I even feel bad even for asking for a show, because I feel like I'm just bothering everybody. But yeah, don't bother him. Whenever he messages you back, then you can message him. Um, and I didn't even like ask him to send me his list. I just asked him if there was anything missing, and he was nice enough to send me his list. And he's like, just write down whatever you are missing, and I'll gladly share it with you. I'm like, okay. Because once I get these shows from him, I pretty much will have everything that I'm able to get, and I won't need to ask anybody for really anything. And it was very nice of him to do that. Like I said, I never once said, send me your list. I just said, I just sent him a list of my Flick of the Switch tours. I said, hey, is there anything that I'm missing? Because that's a tour that I'm really, like, low on. And like I said, he's like, I'm going to send you my list. You go through it, and you let me know. So I sent him a message saying I went through his list, and I'll wait till he gets back to me. Because he will get back in time, but just try not to bug any of these big bootleg guys. Like, I have never met Nate. I don't know who this Nate guy is. Never met him. Never talked to him. But I know he's well known. He's the one that runs the website. I think it's acdcbootlegs.com. I think is the site that you can go look at like set lists and stuff. I never met the guy, but I hear he's a good guy. Never met him. Hopefully, if I become well known enough, Tyler, he'll contact me one day. Maybe if I get to the well known status in the bootleg community. But anyway, it's 7 o'clock. Let's start. Let's start the Ballbreaker rankings with Case. I'm sorry if you're not here. You're just gonna have to catch up whenever you do join the stream. But anyway, let's start with Ballbreaker rankings. So we're gonna start with number 11. This is a song that I just never really cared for. It has a really interesting title. Number 11 for me is Caught with Your Pants Down. Tyler, we got that one. I'm glad that we tied already. Oh, Charlie, Burning Alive. I can't agree with that one. No, the Caught with Your Pants Down. It's just okay. So there's a difference for me. It's very like repetitive, but for example, Safe in New York City is a way better repetitive song than Caught with Your Pants Down is. And I think Safe in New York City, when we get to Stiff Upper Lip, is a way better song in general than Caught with Your Pants Down. Burning Alive is great. That was a song they should have played live during the tour. So Charlie, why do you have Burning Alive so low? I'm kind of curious. Because Burning Alive it's a really good track. At least in my opinion it is. You may not like it as much, but that was actually Burning Alive was actually my favorite. Not really giving them so much. So you just haven't really listened to these albums a whole lot. That makes sense. But Burning Alive was actually my favorite song for a long time until I discovered Anything Goes, and then I'm just like, nope, this has got to be put. This has got to be put to the top. But yeah, Caught with Your Pants Down. It's such a strange title for one. It's a very interesting title, which I mean, we all kind of can understand what that title means. Um, and the song that is about the only song on this album that I avoid to listen to. Yeah, the riff's okay. Charlie, so which song doesn't fit to you? Were you talking about Burning Alive? This doesn't fit in the album for you? Yeah, exactly. My 11, yeah. But yeah, Caught with Your Pants Down's at 11. Again, honestly, they could have left that one out, and I would have been fine with the 10 track listing, which I think the rest of the album is pretty great in its own. Yeah, Burn Alive is different, but I love the intro to that song, the guitar part, and I really love the intro to that song a lot. And it was on the outtakes. I don't know if it was a rehearsal. or if it was just them playing it, like the Nutcracker outtakes that I have that I still have to upload, which has like Caesar salad and all this other Ballbreaker like jam sessions. So I don't know if they have rehearsed it, um, but I can understand, Charlie, why you have it at 11. I just have it higher than 11. It's underrated. Yeah, Overdose, again, Overdose is the best song off Let There Be Rock, like we went over before way back a couple weeks, handful of weeks ago. For me, anyway, Overdose is the best song. It's not the best Bon Scott song, but it's the best off of Let There Be Rock. But yeah, number 11, Call With Your Pants Down. Nothing else I really need to say about that. I hate having this song this low because it is a really good song. But number 10, I have The Honey Roll. I hate having it that low because I think from this point on the album's great. I hate having The Honey Roll that low. I just had to put it somewhere though. It's just I love it. Like basically from 10 to 1, I will listen to all 10 of these songs like any given time. Charlie has Pants Down at 10. Yeah. See, I feel like you probably would have had Pants Down at 11 if Burning Alive was probably a little bit more jammy, I think, for you. Tyler's got Love Bomb. See, I was in a very big predicament about putting Love Bomb or Honey Roll at 10 because they both kind of mix with each other. When I was younger, I would get Honey Roll and Love Bomb kind of mixed up a little bit. Yeah, but Burning Alive only for the riff. Yeah, see, I understand that. I mean, the Honey Roll isn't bad. It's just, I don't know. Again, I had to put something at 10, and unfortunately, the Honey Roll got put into that place. I probably could have switched it with 9, but I think 9 doesn't get as much respect, I don't think, as much as people think it should. So, yeah, I really don't got much to say about number 10. You're laughing at how low you thought I ranked Go Zone. Did I tie with you or Charlie, or was it Case? No, Case and I tied Go Zone at 1. You guys, I think, tied it at 6 or something like disrespectful that Case and I thought. No, Case Go Zone is the by far my favorite song off of Blow Up Your Video, and I never loved it as much as I do now. Back then, it was I thought Heat Seeker was the best, but the more and more I listened to the album, Go Zone was my number one. Nick of Time should have been higher. Two's Up, underrated as hell. That's why I like doing these ranking lists because you see how everyone's taste in the album is different. But like I said, as much as you guys know me, the Stiff Upper Lip and Black Ice towards the top should be a given for both of you because you know me. We have talked about those two albums a lot and two specific songs a lot. But I think the rest of the album, both of those albums, should be interesting on how I ranked it. But you guys probably I know Tyler knows, but Charlie, you should kind of get an idea of where I have those two albums at number one. But we'll get to them, one tonight and one next week. You can imagine. Yeah. So number 9, I have Whiskey on the Rocks. I wish I could have put it higher. It's a really good song. I think people sleep on that song a lot. I like the riff in it. Whiskey on the Rocks is definitely very underrated. Charlie, you have Whiskey on the Rocks? All three of us. Nice. Let me write that down. So Tyler and Charlie for 9. I'm writing down who ties with me. I can't write everyone's down. 3-way. First tie with you. Yeah, Charlie, I don't think we've tied ever. No, we did. We did tie. We tied on Blow Up Your Video. You and I had Mean Streak at 8. Case and I have been tying a lot. Right, so for me with Whiskey on the Rocks, it's a very good song, but I just have 8 other songs I prefer to listen to. Um, Whiskey on the Rocks' riff in the beginning is very good. I do like that. I like the end of the song when they're saying Whiskey on the Rocks and Phil's like beating on the drums and it's like getting like very like faster kind of thing. I do like that part of the song as well. And I think Whiskey on the Rocks is a like if you again it's gonna be like a song kind of similar to for example, let me look back at some of the other albums. I think Whiskey on the Rocks is kind of like a rough stuff type thing that nobody has ever heard that song before, or a song like it could be like I don't know. I mean, something like Breaking the Rules or something that no one has ever heard of. Um, but I think Whiskey on the Rocks is a very solid song overall. Obviously, it's not very high because, yeah, rough stuff. I love it too. I just think for me personally, there's 8 other songs above Whiskey on the Rocks that deserve to be ranked higher. So, I mean, overall, it's a great song. I love the opening riff and I love the ending of the song. I think that's two very strong points of the song. I like the chorus too. Overall, great song. I just unfortunately had to put it at 9. Pretty much. What you got? Oh yeah, we all said Whiskey on the Rocks. Three-way tie. That's the first. I think that's the first three-way tie I've had. So Tyler, I've already said I was gonna have 3 ties on Ballbreaker, and I already have 2 song ties now. One with you, 2 with you, and 1 with Charlie. So I think I'm gonna hit that bet. But yeah, number 9, great song. Number 8, I have Love Bomb. Love Bomb, we may have more, I guarantee we will. Love Bomb, I have at 8. That and Honey Roll, I was very hesitant on which one I wanted to put at 8 and which one I wanted to put at 10. But I ended up giving in and putting Love Bomb higher. See, you guys, Charlie, you're at Love Bomb. See, I already got my 3. See, Tyler, you and I could have tied if I would have switched Honey Roll and Love Bomb at 10 and 8. Um, I think for me, why I put Love Bomb at 8 is I think I just like the chorus a little bit better. Um, I think I like the lyrics in it a little bit more. I think I just like the overall, the guitar, the riffs are better for me anyway. I think I just like Love Bomb as a whole. Just a tiny bit better from Honey Roll, but Honey Roll is also very underrated. But yeah, you're not far off at all. I mean, we've tied on 9 and 11, and if I would have just switched 10 and 8, we would have had 4 ties. You and I would have had 4 ties right off the bat. I think there is going to be a song in the top 5 that I think most people are going to be surprised by. Um, Actually, I don't think it's going to be surprising. I think this song flies under the radar quite a bit when we get to number in the top 5. But yeah, Love Bomb, great. Charlie, I'm glad you understand with me. Tyler, again, we're pretty much smack up against each other with these lists right now. Number 7. I hate to have it this low because it was used for the Angus strip during the Ballbreaker tour. Is Boogeyman. I love the song. I unfortunately put it a little bit too low, probably. Tyler, we're doing it again. 7. Boogie. We did it again. This is really cool right now. Um, wow. Charlie, you have Honey Roll. So, oh man, I'm kind of getting kind of excited about how the rest of this list is going to go since people already tied. I've had 5 or 4 ties already. It hurt me to put it that low. It's same, Tyler. Like, I love the song. I thought it worked great for the Angus strip during the 90s, the Ballbreaker tour. But if I'm talking just straight regular song, that's kind of why I put it at 7. It's a great song. I prefer to listen to it live with the long solo in the middle and stuff, rather than the shorter version. Um, but if I'm just going to listen to the Boogeyman just regular, I think it ranks lower for me, studio version over the live version. Which I always found it funny, like on a lot of the recordings, a lot of the boots, when Brian talks about Boogeyman, he's always telling the women in the crowd to hold on to something because it's a spooky song, which I thought was, I don't know, I get a laugh out of that for whatever reason when Brian's like, this is a spooky song called the Boogeyman. It's just, it is a weird name for a song, and it is an interesting concept of a song. I don't know how they came up with that idea. Was it like a spin-off of Nightprowler kind of at all? Like, did they get that Boogeyman idea kind of from the Nightprowler song? But I did see going to Nightprowler. I actually saw a something that Angus said that was actually about animals outside his window. Nightprowler was, which was interesting. Maybe the same as the Jack jamming. I mean, that could be. I mean, yeah, Boogeyman is a bluesy track. Don't get me wrong. I agree with both of you on that one. I just hate to put it that low. But it's a great song. Again, I don't think they could have picked a better song to use as the split or the strip slash long solo. Vaughn, he probably did do another meeting, but Angus, I saw a thing saying that he came up with the idea because when in his childhood home he always had wild animals be outside his window, so that's what he came up with. Yeah, I do too. But yeah, Vaughn could have had a different meaning, and he might have been singing from a different meaning when he did that. But yeah, Boogeyman at 7. I hate to put it that low, but I had to. Number 6 is one that Charlie had at 11. I think Burning It Alive is a really good number 6. I wish I could have put it higher, um, but I have it 6. You guys tied with the Fuhrer at number 6, which I'm going to get to the Fuhrer in just a little bit. I think that song is very underrated. I think it's probably the best song that they didn't play live. Um, which if I'm No, you're good, Charlie. This is why this is fun. It's very underrated. But for me, Burn Alive, again, like I said earlier, like for me, it was my favorite song for a long time until I came across Anything Goes and another track we'll get to in the next album. Um, that I'm sure you guys all know that has a color in the name, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Burn Alive, again, it was competing for my number one spot for a very long time, but until I found some other. Yeah, it is crazy how many times. I told you this album might be probably the closest ranking album list that we've had yet. I think that is going to be the closest. I mean, I think Black Ice could have a lot of ties. Power Up could be all over the place, and Rocker Bus is going to be all over the place, I think. Because I have a song on Power Up at dead last that most people, for whatever reason, like, and I just I can't get behind the hype about it. And Stefan Blip might also be a little bit wild as well. But yeah, Burn Alive, I don't got much to say other than it's underrated and it was my number one. But my number 5, you guys just said, my number 5 is The Fuhrer. I think it's, like I said, the best song that they didn't play live. I love The Fuhrer. I go back to that song quite a bit, but The Fuhrer is my number 5. See, Tyler, you and I were just one song off again. Charlie, Covered in Oil in 5? Mm, mm. That almost hurts the heart a little bit. But I understand. Burning Alive at 5. Again, Tyler, you and I, if we would just flip flopped those two songs, we would have been all but close again. But yeah, Fuhrer, really good. Burning Alive, really good. I also ranked Covered in Oil very high. It was actually in competition with a couple others for the top spot, but I will get to that. Covered in Oil was really good. I'm really glad they played it live. I think it worked better live than it did in the studio, in my opinion. You are in doubt with fourth? Yeah, if Case shows up and if we finish Ballbreaker, he's gonna have to just list his top 10 in one message, and we're gonna have to scream at him because I want to see how many more ties we would have even with Case. But yeah, 5 and 6, I think Burn Alive or the Fuhrer could be interswitched. Yeah, if he pops in, we'll let him cover the ones that we've already gone through, and then we'll wait for him to do the rest of it if he stops. And he said he was. He might just be busy, but I can't wait forever. So yeah, the Fuhrer and Burn Alive, like I said, 6 and 5, they could have been switched any given time. Number 4, that was hard for me as well. I have Hail Caesar at number 4. Really great song, kicks ass live, just overall awesome song. Tyler, we did it again. Our lists are almost identical. Char- this is wild right now. So Charlie and Tyler, we tied again. This is probably the best, closest album we've ranked together. Period. But yeah, Hail Caesar, awesome song. Again, it works. Tough though. It is tough. It's tough to put Hail Caesar that low. And to me, sometimes I think number 4 is too low for that song. But again, it's kind of like some other tracks. It works way better live than it does in the studio. It sounds weak in the studio compared to live. Oh, I'm sure Case would have tied with a lot of these. I would imagine, or he would be like, "No, I got caught with your pants down at 2 or something." Like he had Brain Shake at 1. He'd have something wild in there. Don't count it out. I've known him for a handful of years now. I wouldn't be surprised. I thought it was wild. He put Brain Shake at 1, but trust me, he would have something. I think he would have something crazy in the top 5 for sure. Um, but yeah, Hail Caesar again. It works great live. It sounds so much better and heavier live. It sounds flatter in the studio, in my opinion. If flat's even the correct word to use. Like he's put injection for affection when we were talking about the Razor's Edge, with Shard of Love. It's funny. But yeah, Hail Caesar, great song. Every time I hear it, I gotta turn it up. Case is a very interesting person. I'll put it that way. He's got a lot of humor in him, for sure. And I've gotten to know Case quite well over the last. I would say probably over the last 6 months. We started playing some games together, like, so we really started getting pretty close as friends. So I've gotten to know him quite well, and he's got a lot of humor. Number 3 was tough. 1 and 2 were easy. 2 almost got number 1. See, same with me, Tyler. 3 was hard, but 2 and 1, I already know what 2 and 1 were gonna be. But number 3, the title track, Ballbreaker. Another song that does justice live. I love the Wrecking Ball too. Tyler, don't tell me we're gonna have numbers 2 and 1 the same. I think we are. This is crazy. And I said I wanted 3 ties, and I end up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 ties out of 9 tracks. I'm sure we do, Tyler. At this point, I guarantee we have the same 2-1. But Ballbreaker, really, really good. Tyler's got Boogeyman 3. I don't hate it. We tied the most. I know we did. This is wild. I knew that this album, when I was ranking these albums a long time ago, I knew that this album was going to probably be the closest one that everyone would be kind of in line with each other. But yeah, Ballbreaker, great track. Do you guys? I don't know if Tyler. I don't know if it was you who uploaded the video. But did you guys ever see the video of Brian forgetting his mic when he went up on the wrecking ball? So they just played, like Angus and them, they just played the riff to Ballbreaker for like a minute or more until Brian got his mic. I don't remember what show that was at. I don't know, I'm gonna have to find it. But there's a video clip of him forgetting. Let me look that up. I'm gonna tell you. Let me look that up right now. Oh, so it was on Marco's music channel. So I have it right here in front of me. It was during Philadelphia, March 14th, 1996. I don't know if it is on yours, but it's on Marco's music channel. It's during during Ballbreaker, during Philadelphia, March 14th, 1996. And I think they played it. It sounded like a loop for like a minute long. Because Brian had to be lowered off the wrecking ball to go get his mic, so they played the song like the song is like a minute longer than it should have been. But yeah, they didn't stop. They just kept playing. That's one thing about them that I love is they always are professional with each other. Like Angus just kept playing the riff to Ballbreaker until Brian got his mic. So then he didn't go back up on the wrecking ball. He just stayed on the stage. He didn't like go back up because he got raised up and realized he forgot it, so they had to raise him back down. He had to run to get the microphone. But I think they killed it. Which reminds me, I don't think I've ever noticed that on my audience recording of Philly. Do I even have that show? I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it because I don't think I ever remembered it. But Marco's got a really good quality of it. Yeah, I do have Philadelphia show. I guess I just never noticed it. Yeah, so now you know. Brian forgot his damn mic when he went up on the wrecking ball, which is funny. But they always look out for each other though. So like they never once stopped. Yeah, I never knew it either until I saw it like a year or two ago. Tyler, do you want me to? Yeah, do you want me to send you the link? I'm gonna send you the link, and I'll let you watch it. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna send it to you right now. I'm gonna copy the link, send it to you, and you can watch it, and you can let me know what you thought about it. So yeah, I just sent you the link. But yeah, Ballbreaker was a very interesting miscue by the guys, or at least by Brian. But it was really nice of them to keep playing. So yeah, that's my number 3, Ballbreaker. Number 2 is, I think, could have been number 1. Not disappointed. Yes, my number 2 is Cover You in Oil. I love that song. That song was in race with number 1. Which means, Tyler, you and I both have the same number 1, at least. At least, I'm sure Charlie, depending on what he says at number 2, we probably all have the same number 1. Yes, Cover You in Oil, awesome song. Again, it fits really well live. Ballbreaker's number 2. So, that just shows you right now, we're all going to have the same number 1. Because number 1 is the best song off Ballbreaker, and it's the only song that carried over from the Ballbreaker tour. We can talk about both of them if you want. Number 1, Hard as a Rock. It's like, it's really probably the top 5 favorite songs of all time. Rock and Roll Train? Charlie, what are you talking about? Please tell me that's a joke. Rock and Roll Train isn't even on Ballbreaker. So yeah, let's just talk about both number 2 and number 1 since we already know it's because Case isn't here. That's true. Rock and Roll Train is that also was competing for number 1, but I just couldn't put it. Hello, hello. But yeah, let's talk about our number 2, number 1s. So obviously Tyler and I tied at Cover You in Oil at number 2. But we all know Hard as a Rock is the best song off Ballbreaker. Um, he would have, yeah, he would have. Hard as a Rock is insane. It is amazing. I kind of almost also love the stiff upper lip version of Hard as a Rock a little bit more. But that's just because I'm biased because I love the stiff upper lip tour. I mean, but it is a really good song in '96 as well. You can't go wrong when listening to Hard as a Rock. It's just absolutely a masterpiece. I would love if they brought it back someday, which it's probably not going to happen. But yeah, we all have number Hard as a Rock as number 1. It is an anthem. Honestly, it's almost it's 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 probably the best anthem. I mean, for me, not the best anthem in general. But I'm saying it's probably it competes with me. It's over Thunderstruck. How many ties between you and I, Tyler? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 out of the 11 songs that we tied. 2 of them, if they were just flipped, exactly. Like if we would have flipped Love Bomb and Honey Roll, right there would have been 2 more. That's 9. And if we would have flipped Burning Alive and The Fuhrer, we would have had all 11 exactly the same. Yes, Charlie tied with us on Whiskey on the Rocks at 9. He tied with Hail Caesar at 4, and he tied as Hard as a Rock at 1. That was a really, really close album rankings. I love that one. Ballbreaker, to me, again, as an album and as a whole, it's in the top 5. It may, honestly, it may run another album for number 1, for me, in my opinion. Burn Alive at 11, yeah, that's a tough spot for it. I mean, let's be real. It's kind of like how you guys put Go Zone at 6. I'm just like, I don't know about that. But really good, great Ballbreaker rankings, by the way. That was a really cool list to see how we were all pretty similar. Yeah, listen to it again, Charlie, and then come back and let us know next week. Um, so before we get to the rankings of Stiff Upper Lip, how do you guys think of that album as a whole? I'm kind of split between this album in a way of half of it is there's a couple. I would say there's probably 4 songs that are I could do without, about 3 songs that are really good, and about 5 songs that are great. You see this Underground? I like it because of one about 3 tracks specifically. Um, and my number 1 is the big reason why I rank this album high in general. Not super high, but I would say it's definitely a middle range album. But there's a certain song that I know Tyler knows, and Charlie, if you don't know this by now, you will by the end of this stream. What my number 2 favorite song is? 8 to 1. I would say, yeah, that makes sense. Now, I will say, we're going to talk about this real quick. I think Cyberspace. No. Now we're just getting into cyberspace. I think cyberspace is if it was on the album, it would definitely be ranked 6 or higher. I think it's better than half the album. That could be a hot take, but I think cyberspace is easily a 6th song or higher if it was on the album. If it was released, cyberspace in general is just a better song than basically number 9 to 12 easily. I mean, it's. I love the lyrics. I love the riff. I don't know why. Does anyone know the history of that song? Like the backstory? Does anyone know like why they didn't release it? I mean, they could have taken out my number 12 and put cyberspace in its place, and it would have been fine. I don't know much about the song, honestly. Now, cyberspace is going to be a song that Case would rank, like, if it was on the album, he would put cyberspace at 0, above number 1. They should have. It's better than half the album, in my opinion, Tyler. Cyberspace is easily at number 6, at minimum. It's really great. But I just want to get your guys' opinion on cyberspace before we start, because it was written for Stiff Upper Lip, just not released on the album. Case, we just finished Ballbreaker, and we're getting ready to start Stiff Upper Lip, so why don't you write in one message your rankings for Ballbreaker, and we'll go over it. So on a scale of being 1 early, 10 being late, you're at probably a 20. You have to give us your 11 tracks on Ballbreaker, Case. And by the way, Tyler and I tied at 7 of the 11 tracks. And that's the only reason because we had 4 songs flip-flopped. We were all but the same on Ballbreaker. So give us your rundown real quick, and we'll go over it. Whiskey on the Rocks, got that. Perfect. I'm going to write cases down beside that. Case has 10. Whiskey on the Rocks, don't love it. I had Honey Roll. Case, why do you have such an out-of-pocket for Caught with Your Pants Down title? Actually, your list is almost really messed up compared to the rest of ours. Oh no, you don't have anything similar to me other than like number 1. Burning Alive is way better than how you guys have it ranked. Let's see. So I don't have 11. Don't have number 10. Don't have number 9. Don't have 8. Boogeyman. We did tie at 7, Case, on Boogeyman. 6, I know we don't have. 5, we don't have. 4, Oil Me Up. 3, we did tie on Ballbreaker 3. And we tied at Hard as a Rock as 1. Yeah, Case, we only tied on 3. Your list is completely, like, messed up. Oil Me Up. For 1, 3, and 7, yes, he did. Those are the only 3 that he tied with us. So, Case, I'm going to read you my list real quick. 11, I had Caught with Your Pants Down. 10, Honey Roll. 9, Whiskey. 8, Love Bomb. 7, Boogeyman. 6, Burning Alive. 5, The Furor, which is way better than most people give credit for. 4, Hail Caesar. 3, Ballbreaker. 2, Cover You in Oil. And at 1, all 4 of us had Hard as a Rock. I was hoping I'd see you tonight, Case, and you weren't here, and I'm like, well, I guess we're starting anyway. We did wait for you. We did wait like 20 minutes. We waited till 7 to start. So we did wait for you. Just know that we did have the Hate for Pants Down. It is a boring ass song, Case. Caught with Your Pants Down could be taken off the album, and I would not mind it. I just don't care for it. I mean, the riff is good. I was asleep. That's fair. Who sleeps at 6 o'clock in the evening? Are you napping? You have more important things to do, like being in my stream, than sleeping. I see where I stand. You'd rather sleep than come join us. I get it. I'll remember that. Napping. Anyway, he may work a crazy shift. Case don't work. He's still in school. What are you talking about? He's just a kid. No, Case, I'm sure you do work, though. I'm just joking with you. Yes, Tyler, he is. And I'm younger than you. You're in the fourth grade. No, you're not, Case. Don't give me that shit. You probably are older. Charlie, are you younger or older than 30? Because that'll give us the answer. You're older than 37? I feel young now. I'm older than Case. Yeah, we all are. Oh, Charlie, you're younger than me. Now I feel old. Old farts. Tyler and I are old, okay? I'm the old. I feel old compared to you guys. Case, I have 10 more years of experience of life than you. Anyway, so, Case, what's your take on cyberspace? Um, I said it's easily, if it was released on the album, it's easily minimum ranked sixth, if not higher. I think cyberspace is better than half the album. I just want to get your opinion on that before we rank Stiff Upper Lip. Yeah, cyberspace easily probably could have been a top five if it was released. Hard as a Rock is the greatest song of the 90s. Case, I'm probably not going to disagree with you at it. I mean, Hard as a Rock probably edges out Are You Ready and Money Talks just by a little bit. But I'm probably not going to disagree with you saying Hard as a Rock is the best 90s song. Tyler would probably think Thunderstruck is the best. But anyway, he'll probably have it ranked at 13 or 12. Probably. Knowing Case, yeah. He would have some crazy, like, thing. But if you guys are ready for Step Up Lip, let's get into it. Number 12, Come and Get It. It's just really. I can really do without Come and Get It. Give It Up? See, I feel the same way about that. I think you have it too low. But no, Come and Get It, I can't get into that song. Damned? I don't hate that, Charlie, at all. Kind of curious to see what Case is at number 12. He probably has something ridiculous. No, Case actually has something respectable. Write that down. Give It Up sounds rushed. I think it has a better riff than Come and Get It. I think Give It Up has a top like 7 riff. Like, but hey, that's why we do these rankings. I like to see everyone's opinions. Um, Kay says Damned at 12. Well, that's my number 11 is Damned. Is it because Come and Get It has a lot of like Malcolm and Cliff singing the chorus part? At least that's what I think it's Malcolm saying that part when they sing the "Come and Get It" part. To me, it just sounds kind of bland to me. So my 11 is Damned. All Screwed Up. House of Jazz. I like it just a little bit more than you, Case. And All Screwed Up, Tyler. Yeah. I like it just maybe basically the spot higher. That's the only problem. Like with this album, the bottom like 4 or 5 are kind of just eh. It's definitely Mal. That's what I thought. It's definitely what I thought. Not far off. No, Tyler, we're not far off. So I haven't tied with anybody yet. So my 11 is Damned. Charlie, did you say your 11 yet? Tyler's got All Screwed Up, which I don't hate. Case has House of Jazz. Again, I respect it. So you and Tyler tied at 11 again. Wait, did you guys tie at 12? No. Who tied at 12? Damned? Oh, you and Case. We might end up going through these bottom 4 or 5 pretty quick because I don't really got much to say about them. Number 10, I have All Screwed Up. I originally did have Screwed Up at 11 and Damned at 10, but I ended up changing it a little while ago. 11, I had Damned at 11. Damn. If I would have kept my original list, we would have tied at 11 and 10. But yeah, my number 10 is All Screwed Up. I originally had Screwed Up at 11 and Damned at 10, but a while back I switched them. Charlie's at 10's at Can't Stop Rock and Roll. I don't hate that. I mean, I have it just a little bit higher, but I don't hate that. Yeah, that's true. We have the same feeling, just not in the right spots. You should be sorry, Case. You should be definitely. Yo, you're grilling steaks. You're good. I'm just messing with you. But we're at number 10, by the way. Because, like I said, the bottom 4 or 5 of these songs may go pretty quickly because I just don't have much to say about some of these. Other than I just don't care for them as much, really. Steaks do if they're cooked a certain way. I'm the crazy one. Come and get it at 10. I had it at 12. I'm the crazy one who likes my steaks cooked well done. I am that idiot. But that's just my preference. Case, you would go out to a cow and bite it while it's still living, I'm sure. Case, or Tyler, don't tell me you have Come and Get It in the top 5. Because then I might have to make fun of you for that one. In a joking way. You have it in the top 5? Oh my. Okay, I can see where this list is gonna go. You probably have it at number 5. Because I'm sure you can't have the other 4 songs below that I'm thinking. And that's fair. I mean, that's like me loving Let's Make It at number 4 in The Razor's Edge, which you said it was the worst song they've ever made. And I don't think I would agree with that one. We will wait. You're right, we will. Yeah. we're just gonna go through a couple of these a little bit, unfortunately, quick because I just don't have much to say about them. Number 9, I have House of Jazz. I think this is where the album starts getting better. Like about here, number 9, like 9, 8, and 7 are good songs, and then 6 through 1 are the greatest ones. Number 9's that Can't Stop Rock and Roll. Not too far off. But yeah, House of Jazz is better than I think, is way better than Come and Get It Screwed Up and Damned. 100%. Charlie, you and I tied. I like the riff in House of Jazz. I I would have too, but I couldn't. There's just a lot more songs I prefer to have above House of Jazz. I don't know the story behind House of Jazz though. Like I don't know like if there is like a meaning behind it. Case is all screwed up. Yeah, I'm lucky if this is the only tie that I have. Even I think some of us might tie in the top 5. And if any of you have my number 1 song lower than 3, I'm gonna have to come after you for it. For those who know my number 1, you know what song I'm talking about. At least Case and Tyler know what it is. And if you have it lower than 3, I'm gonna have a problem. Tyler, come on. Don't tell me you put my favorite, like my basically my favorite song of all time below number 3. Case, come on. Don't do this to me. You're gonna hurt me. You guys are gonna hurt my feelings if you put that song lower than 3. If it's in the top 5, I'll give you respect for it though. If it's not in the top 5, then I don't know if I can be friends with any of you anymore. I did, no joke, but it is top. Okay, I'm fine with that, Tyler. Then you're good. If you have it in top 5, that's all I care about. Um, Number 8, we'll just cut through this one too. Um, Hello, you are new to the stream. I just want to say thank you for letting me know that. I hope you are enjoying the channel, by the way. Also, if you're new and you want to join the streams, we do streams every Friday evening for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how long the streams go. Um, so thank you for stopping in from Argentina. I appreciate the love that you sent. Boca Jaja. See, Charlie's already connecting with this person. Welcome, please. Give you 5 minutes. All right, that's fine. Because we did go over Ballbreaker and we're going over Stiff Upper Lip now. So if you would like, we can wait. Um, we can wait till you catch up. Do you guys want to wait for Lataro? Hopefully, I'm saying that right. If I'm butchering it, please tell me. We'll do it. Let me get the list of songs. Cool. Yeah, we can wait. And I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. We can. Yeah, let's just wait. We'll wait till they catch up, and we'll go over what their list is and see if we have anything of comparison. And if you want to, you can rank your Stiff Upper Lip songs too, if you want, because we're going over them one by one. Okay, we're not talking about that song right now. Okay, we will get to that song later, and it's not overrated. Damn it. You don't understand how much fear I had in my heart when I lost like almost all of those August shows. You don't understand. I literally wanted to tear up because I'm like I lost the best shows of this whole Stiff Upper Lip tour. Case, I'll kick you out. I'm not scared. We can have at it later. I'll yell at you later. No, but I mean, I do hope one day that there are more of those shows that surface at one point. No, you're okay, Tyler. I didn't honestly. I didn't even want to bother you with it. I felt like I bothered you enough with some stuff that I lost earlier, so I honestly didn't even want to like bug you with all that. So I just decided to post in your Facebook group, hopefully, and then again, Miguel came to the rescue, which was amazing. But it did hurt losing those songs. Well, and I still had a couple. I still have a couple Razor's Edge shows that I need, but I think they're the ones that you didn't have, or ones that you were gonna. Also, the January 25th show that you shared with me for some reason it needed permission, so I couldn't open that one up. But it's okay. Hearts a Rocket 1, good choice. Hail Caesar 2, I don't hate it. Ballbreaker 3, good. Burning Alive, more respect for Burning Alive. 5, Cover You in Oil, I had mine at a little bit higher. Boogeyman at 6, don't hate it. Love Bomb, Fury, ooh. See, the Fury at 8 is the hard one for me. I think the Fuhrer is a little bit better, but everybody has their loves and hates. I think the Fuhrer is really underrated. But I can understand why you have it at 8 with the great songs you have above it. I don't hate it. Whiskey on the Rocks at 10. See, I think that's. I mean, I had it at 9. So, yes. So, Ballbreaker and Hail Caesar, Cut with Your Pants Down must be 11. It has to be. It has to be, Tyler. It's the least. It's the worst song on the album. Hard as a Rocket is at 1. Really good choice. You love Ballbreaker and Hail Caesar from No Bull. I do too. I think Ballbreaker and Hail Caesar are a great live song. Yeah, they are great. They are great tracks. Yeah, I mean his list is respectable. Or her, their list is respectable. Yes, I didn't want to make any assumptions. Unpopular opinion? What would that be? Now Charlie's talking in Spanish or something. He's probably talking about us and we don't even know it. This is my favorite album. No, that isn't unpopular. To be honest with you, Ballbreaker to me actually ties with another album. For like Ballbreaker may be my favorite album. I mean, it may. That's not unpopular at all. I kind of agree with you. I think for me, Ballbreaker was the turning point of from Ballbreaker to now is my favorite era of Brian's voice. Yeah, so that's not unpopular at all. That's a really respectable opinion. See, I love Ballbreaker to now. That's my favorite era. I really love Stiff Upper Lip. I love Ballbreaker. I think Black Ice is probably one of the best tours. And I love Brian's older voice. Um, I love the Rocker Bust and Power Up voice as well. So it's not unpopular. But we can go back to our Stiff Upper Lip list if you guys want. Um, my number 8 rank song is Can't Stop Rock and Roll. Yes, we are at 8, Tyler. Number 8 is Can't Stop Rock and Roll for me. And I think once we get to Hold Me Back, interesting. I like it a little bit more. Number 8, Give It Up. Again, I don't hate that either, Charlie. I think basically from number 7 to 1 is when the album is like the best. Case and I tied at 8. I'll write that down. Cool, Case. We tied at Can't Stop Rock and Roll. I like it. Again, Can't Stop Rock for now. Give us 12 through 8. It's I only see a letter A. Is your name only A? Can't see anything else. Yeah, that's fine. You can do your top 5, and once we get to top 5, then you can go one by one with the rest of us if you want. What a clever name. A. Yeah. But the rankings are going good. If you're interested in joining future streams, every Friday for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, we do stream. So next week we're going to be ranking Black Ice, the songs off of Black Ice, and then the stream after that we're going to be doing both Rocker Bust and Power Up. If you weren't in any of the past streams for the past albums, you can find them in the playlist on the channel. You can go back and listen to them if you want. But we ranked pretty much everything like that. That's true. They do, Tyler. They just need the last 4 letters. But yeah, the rankings are doing good. But yeah, Lataro, if I'm saying that right, please feel free to join every Friday. Charlie, Case, and High Voltage, they are some of the best I've ever had in the streams. They are really close friends at this point, and they're always there supporting the streams every week. So if you would like to start joining, please do so. Well, now you'll never miss a stream again. If you turn on the notifications, you'll always know when I go live. And like I said, most of the last handful of weeks that we've just been doing album rankings. Um, and then after we do the songs, we're going to do the album as a whole ranking. So we're going to rank the albums after all the songs are done. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, next week, before the stream starts, if you want to rank your Black Ice list, so then when we do stream, you're ready to go. And we just go one song at a time. We go from number whatever to number 1. Yeah, that'd be great because we like to do it one by one so we can have kind of a discussion about it. It's not a sleeper grilling steaks case. I know that. I will give you a pass for that. But yes, Lataro, if I'm saying it right, I appreciate you stopping in, and I'm surprised. I have 1,000 subs. I'm surprised only a couple people show up. I figured more people would, but it's honestly nice when I have a smaller group to talk to because it's easier to keep track with everything rather than if I had like 1,000 messages popping up in the chat. But yeah, thank you. So yeah, number 8, we really don't have much to say about it. So we're gonna start now with number 7, which I think this is when the album gets really good. Okay, cool. Thank you. I just want to make sure I was saying your name right. Number 7, I have Give It Up. Underrated. I love the riff in Give It Up. I like the lyrics in Give It Up. Well, we all have different songs for number 7. Tyler's got House of Jazz. Don't hate it. Case's Hold Me Back. I don't hate it. Tyler's got Come and Get It. That's questionable because I had Come and Get It at 12. Questionable in quotations. I'm curious if we title number 6. I have a feeling we might have. Let me see if you already have that song put down, Tyler. Number 8, you had. No, we aren't going to tie at number 6. You already had it later down the list, Tyler. But yeah, Give It Up, I think it's a great riff, great song, great lyrically written. I, oh shit, I just threw a pen by accident. Um, I think from this point on is when the album is really good. And this is where I would kind of punch in cyberspace if I could, but again, I can't rank it because it wasn't really released on the album. Um, Give It Up is great, Case. Yes, it is. It's just not as good as 6 others. Well, Charlie's jumping the gun at number 6. Okay, so we'll go to 6 if Charlie's ready. He's probably ready to go to bed. I haven't even eaten yet, so. Number 6, I have Hold Me Back. Yeah, you're good, Charlie. You're good. Can't Stand Still, I just liked a little bit more than number 6. But I have Hold Me Back. Yeah, you're good, Lataro. Thank you for the list. So we'll compare it with ours then. Thank you. Hopefully, I will see you next Friday for Black Ice. But yeah, number 6 is Hold Me Back. Thank you, Lataro. That is, I appreciate hearing that. I'm not doing anything too different. Um, but I do appreciate that. You too. Hopefully, you have a good weekend and a good rest of the week coming up. Case has Meltdown at 6. That could be a little debatable. I think, Case, I think you have it a little bit too low. I think Meltdown's a really great song, and as Tyler knows, when he uploaded that video from Ghent, Belgium, whenever he did the songs from Stiff Upper Lip, I kind of put a comment on that video about a certain song. So I think Meltdown just a little. It's better than 6, but I'll let you know. You think it's in the right spot? It could be in the right spot for you. For me, it's higher. I think it was Ghent, Belgium, Tyler. I think that's what it was. I don't even know if I'm saying Ghent right. I don't know if the H is even. See, and now Case is jumping the gun. Okay, that's fair. I haven't eaten yet either, so I understand. So five, I have Can't Stand Still as well. I think I love the riff for Can't Stand Still. I thought so, Tyler. I just couldn't remember. Yeah, number five, Can't Stand Still. Really great riff. I love the song. It's definitely a top five song. Five, Hold Me Back for Charlie. Five, Come and Get It. You can hear the booze coming from a long ways away, Tyler. I like how you have it at five and I had it at 12. So I do have three ties so far on this album. Two with Case, one with Charlie. Could easily change it. Oh, for Hold Me Back, yeah, I could see that because I had Hold Me Back at six, so they could easily flip flop. But questionable. So you're never gonna let me live that down, are you? I know, Tyler. We haven't tied. I'm thinking we might tie in the top four though. At least one of them, I think, possibly. Maybe, maybe not though, because I think the top four could be definitely mixed up. I know, Charlie. That's fun. You guys are fun. So yeah, five can't stand still. Really good song. But since Case has got to eat and I got to eat, we'll try not to not four. No, because you have my. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, you have the song I love at number four. So number four, I have Safe in New York City. A really good song. Yes, it's repetitive, but it works. Safe in New York City is really good. I'm almost scared to see what your Black Ice ranking is because you guys know my number one in Black Ice, and I'm kind of curious to see if any of you ranked it lower than three when we get to that. Satellite Blues at four. You know, it's in the top five. I respect it, Tyler. Like, I will not hate you for that whatsoever. It's in the top five, and when we get to that song later, I just I don't know why I have gained such. Charlie and I tied it in New York City. Nice. A lot of ties tonight. But like I was talking about Safe in New York City, it's very repetitive, but it works in the song and it's really, really good live. Especially like the first time I heard Safe in New York City live was the Toronto show August 11th in 2000 at the Air Canada Centre, the second night. That's the first time I heard Safe in New York City live, and Sit Upper Lip was released, was it February something of 2000? Maybe. I'm it's sad that 9/11 took Safe New York City away from us. Case, you guys putting one of my favorites at number four. Am I gonna have to do like a compilation of that song just so you guys can know more and more of how much I have a weird love connection with Satellite Blues? A has four, Damned at four. That is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect someone to have Damned ranked that high. That is a very interesting number four. I didn't see any of your other numbers, so if you did type them in, I didn't see them. So hopefully they didn't get lost somewhere. But this is the first one I've seen you put down A. You couldn't rank it higher than four. I mean, I can understand that. I just, I honestly don't know why I love the song as much as I do. I just do. I think it's because when I first heard it live, it was so obscure to me that I kind of just fell in love with it. But yeah, my number 4 is Safe in New York City. Really good song. But when I was going back to the Air Canada Center, when I first heard Safe in New York City live, my first Stiff Upper Lip bootleg, it was really like, it felt heavy. And I'm like, wow, this song really does work live. Number 3, underrated. Meltdown at number 3. That song kicks ass live. Oh, Tyler's got oh my. So that means he's got New York City and Meltdown at the top too. Stiff Upper Lip at 3. If that's the case, then I'm going to assume I know what your 2 and 1 is going to be, which that means you have that certain song at 1 is interesting. A and Charlie have Satellite Blues at 3. That's more respectable than 4. Case, Tyler. It was hard. Wow. If that's a song I think you have at 1, that is a very interesting one, Tyler. Yeah, but Meltdown is so great live. I think they nailed it live, which was interesting that they brought it in, though. They went from Satellite Blues in August to Meltdown in September and October, and then they took them out completely and went straight with Safe in New York City and Get It Hot pretty much the rest of the way. Which, Get It Hot, perfect selection. Thanks to Case telling me that they rehearsed Touch Too Much. By the way, if no one knew this, they rehearsed Touch Too Much for Stiff Upper Lip Tour. Malcolm hit the wrong button on the tape recorder and Get It Hot came up, and then that's how they ended up playing Get It Hot during the tour. But they did rehearse Touch Too Much. And that was the song they were going to be playing, but again, they hit the tape recorder by accident somehow, and Get It Hot played, and that's how they ended up choosing to play Get It Hot during 2000 and 2001. Yes, and I actually did look it up to validate Case's thoughts, and it was true. Yes, they did indeed. Which, one thing going back to Ballbreaker, I should have brought this up. They rehearsed a lot of songs for Ballbreaker. They rehearsed Livewire, DT, Chase the Ace, Who Made Who, which they ended up did playing. There's a whole they did. I think they did. There's a whole list of things that was confirmed that they rehearsed for Ballbreaker tour. But Chase the Ace and DT, Livewire, a bunch of other stuff. It was really interesting. But yeah, they did indeed rehearse Touch Too Much, and then of course Malcolm hit the tape recorder or something, and it switched to Get It Hot, and then that's what they ended up going with. I actually found it on the forum page, the AC/DC fan forum. Basically, I just looked up into Google, I typed in songs rehearsed on Ballbreaker Tour, and it came up with that, and it gave you a whole list of many different things that was confirmed by, I forget who confirmed it, but they had a whole list of Ballbreaker show like songs that they rehearsed. Burning Alive, The Fuhrer was rehearsed. It's really interesting to see that. But yeah, going back to Meltdown, I think I nailed it live. Number 2, I have the title track, Stiff Upper Lip. Tyler, that is a wild number 1, by the way. I didn't think you were gonna have that song at number 1. Interesting though. 2 Meltdown, I like it. It would have been Charlie. Really curious. I don't hate Meltdown at 2. I just love Stiff Upper Lip, and I'm glad they brought it back during the Power Up tour. Oh, look at all the Meltdowns at 2. Kevin showed. I don't know where Kevin came from, but hello, Kevin. He's got Meltdown at 2. 3-way tie. It's always been your number 1? That's interesting. Meltdown. A lot of love for Meltdown, which I'm glad to see. Kevin was A. Oh, okay. He changed his name from A to Kevin. Maybe it's kind of funny. But it's cool. I love to see the Meltdown love, though. I think a lot of people sleep on Meltdown, to be honest. I kind of guess I should have figured that when the picture was the same black circle, but I didn't realize it. And of course, everybody knows my number one, the Satellite Blues. I love the song. It's tied with another song for basically my number one overall all-time favorite song. Um, I don't know why I fell in love with it. I just did, and those shows during the Stiff Upper Lip tour from August 1st to August 31st will always be my favorite because it has the song in it. I think, Brian, I love the live version of Satellite Blues. But Charlie, if you didn't know already, that is my number one. I've always loved it. When I first heard it, I loved it. And forever it'll be tied with another song that we'll talk about next week for my number one all-time favorite. You knew, Charlie? Okay. Then you must know my number one Black Ice song that we won't say anything. But if you haven't known that one, if you haven't been in the stream where I've been talking about this song, Satellite Blues, and the other one, but we'll get to it next week. So Tyler, I'm assuming your number one is Safe in New York City, is what I'm going to assume, since I haven't seen it in your list yet. Your all-time, I know you know better. No, Tyler, please show up for the stream. I just might give you hate for it, or I will. No, please do show up next week for Black Ice. That's the only album we're gonna cover next week since it is a 15 tracks. Um, so next week is gonna be simply just Black Ice, so it's gonna be a shorter stream, and then the week after that will be Rocker Bust and Power Up, and then we're gonna have to decide as a group what you guys want to talk about next after we get through that. I think it's gonna be album rankings. I think we're gonna rank the albums. The longest album, yes, Black Ice, number wise, is the longest at 15. But yes, my number one is Satellite Blues. Every time I hear it, my hair stands up. Yes, the closest one to it is Stiff Upper Lip at 12, Power Ups at 12, Rocker Bust Ballbreakers at 11, Razor's Edge is at 12. Yeah, 15 is the longest one. And they probably could have gone, honestly, they could have gone with like a 12 track or even 11 track listing. Yeah. So, anyway, what are your guys' number ones? I know Tyler's yours must be Safe in New York City, right? It is. I kind of figured that, which is kind of crazy. Cyberspace probably would have fit at number 5. I couldn't have ranked it higher than the 4 songs they played live. Like I couldn't rank it higher than New York City, Meltdown, Stiff, or Satellite Blues. But Charlie, what's your number one before we go? Hopefully you guys are liking these ranking streams. I'm enjoying them. I love to see the difference in everybody's like what they like. No, you're good, Charlie. I just wanted to know what your number one was. Case probably had to leave. Which is okay. Stiff upper lip. Yeah, that's. I don't hate that. If I didn't love Satellite Blues as much, Stiff upper lip probably would have been number one. Yeah, I love the fact that Ballbreaker we had as many ties as we did, and we could have had our list exactly the same if we would have just switched 4 songs. And Kevin has Stiff upper lip at one. Again, I can't hate it. I don't hate that. It's great. I will say one thing before we end tonight. Um, Brian seemed in 2000, 2001 to really go crazy with Stiff Upper Lip. Like he looked like he was a wild man on stage singing that song. Like he looked like he tried really his hardest to sing that song. 'Cause every time I see a video clip of him singing that, he goes like insane. I feel like the band played it like it's like they all love that song. Yeah, I can tell. I think Brian sounded really good on Stiff Upper Lip as a whole. Okay, so we just finished the rankings and I still haven't eaten dinner yet. So nope, we're done. Yeah. Any reason to play first? You shook me. I don't know. That was weird that they opened up with "You Shook Me" and didn't open up with "Stiff Upper Lip" until the last leg of the tour in June to July of 2001. They should have opened with "Stiff Upper Lip" the whole way. See you, Tyler. We're going to be ending shortly anyway. Thank you for stopping in. Give It Up at number 2. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, basically my 4 through 1 was 4 Safe in New York City, 3 Meltdown, 2 Stiff Upper Lip, and 1 Satellite Blues. Case being Case. Yep, Case always putting something wild in the top 5 of every album list. Which I know his wild one for next week on Black Ice. I know his wild one on there. I don't know so much about Rocker Bust or Power Up though. You guys, I think those two are going to be fun to do. It means that he's agreeing with me you have something wild in the top 5 of pretty much every album. You putting Brain Shake at 1 for Flick of the Switch is a wild one. And Kevin thinks Dan's is the MVP, which is also really wild. Yes, Brain Shake at number 1 Flick of the Switch is insane. For me, this house is on fire. Guns for Hire could have been number 1, but I had it at 2. Case, I don't know if I'm going to stream on the other channel tonight or not. I probably am not. I'm kind of tired tonight. Maybe tomorrow, if you're up for it, Case, like we talked about. We might play something tomorrow. Shake a Leg at 1 for Back in Black. Yeah, that was also wild because I had given the dog a bone. You had a lot of wild ones, Case. Let's just be real. The one that I respected the most was when you and I both had Go Zone at 1. But anyway, hopefully, thank you, Charlie and Case and Kevin and the other individual. I forget their name. Um, Lataro. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow, like I said, next week on Friday the 7th, we will be going over Black Ice. So make sure you guys have that album ranked. And then on the 14th, on Valentine's Day, which I really could care less about, on the 14th of February, we are going to be doing Rocker Bust and Power Up. I did see. Well, let's see if it's actually official though. Which I'm pretty sure it is. If it was, I mean, it was on the website for Friday tickets for Europeans. So Charlie, you may be able to go see them. I think Charlie's from Spain. I think maybe. You might get to see him after all. See, now Charlie and Kevin are going to be talking in Spanish. I'm not going to know what the hell they're even saying. The only thing I know what Charlie said or Kevin said was, "Do you speak Spanish?" And that's what "hablas español" means. Because the only thing I know is "me no habla español," which means I don't speak Spanish. It's the only Spanish I know. Anyway, guys, I gotta go eat dinner yet. So thank you for joining tonight, and I will see all of you next Friday, February 7th, around the same time. You're not speaking bad of me? I hope not. But yeah, next week we are going to cover Black Ice. So hopefully I see you all there. And if I don't talk to you then, have a good weekend and a good rest of the week.